absolutely ridiculous. They'll believe anything. They'll believe anything. Okay, welcome back everybody to the 没想法 channel. Nice to see all of you today. And one of the things we do every Saturday, we release a video called No Idea. And it's because we've seen something in the world somewhere which we were going like, dude, no idea. Like, what the hell is going on there? So, Abby, I'm looking forward to discussing this one with you.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, should we tell them what to do? Come on, you do it. You tell them.
All right. 如果你喜欢我们的频道的话，请帮我们按赞、分享跟订阅，这样可以帮助我们频道更有动力去做这些影片。
Sure. Please like, share, and subscribe. Any help you can give us would be great. We love bringing videos to you guys. So, the more you support us, the better we can do for you.
Yes.
So, Abby, I have a question to ask you.
All right. Come on.
Would you ever fake a crime?
Fake a crime? What does that mean?
I don't know. Like, I mean, we're in this room together this afternoon. Would you ever, let's say I made you really angry one day. Would you, tell somebody, oh, Richard touched me badly or did something? Would you ever do something like that?
What's that?
Yeah, people do this, right? They say, I was in the room with that guy and he touched me. Would you ever do this? I don't think so.
Oh, maybe when I was
Maybe you would do it?
No, like 5 or 6 years. No.
Oh, okay. When you were a little kid? Sure, okay. He stole my candy.
I told my brother hit me, but actually he didn't.
Sure. But I'm talking about...
I don't know why I said that.
I'm talking about in your adult life. Would you do this?
No.
Okay, good. I didn't think so either. I mean,
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, I need to get another camera. Oh, yeah, we already have a camera, so it works. I can prove it. So, but
now?
But you know that this happens quite a lot, right?
Yeah, I believe there's some of that.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. I'm not going to say
Right.
everybody who does it. And what do you think of that?
What I think of that?
Yeah, what do you think of people who do this?
They abuse the system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what else? For you personally, what do you think? Do you have any views about this?
Okay.
What are the effects of this kind of thing happening?
I think it will feel people distrust not other people.
Sure.
You couldn't because you the trust bears some certain levels, and when people abuse the system, they're gonna block it.
Yeah, sure.
It's
I don't know why for me particularly, but watching movies throughout my life, I can see certain violence and I don't really react to it. But for me, rape has always been a terrible one. I can actually name the movies I've watched that have really I could never watch that movie again because I watched the rape scene and it just affected me at such a bad level that I just was and I don't know why just that one for me just is such a big one, even more than seeing someone shot in the head. But seeing someone hold a woman down and do something it just does something really bad to me.
Okay.
So, when a woman talks about being raped, you really want to believe that person, right? Because that's just such a terrible crime to do to someone, And then if you ever hear of someone who was caught faking that for whatever reason, I've heard lots of reasons. For me, it's it's such a bad crime to do because you're disrespecting all the real victims and possibly because of your actions, another victim might not be believed.
Right.
So, I mean, for me, so it's almost as bad as being a rapist, lying about being raped for me.
Yeah, it's true.
That's how seriously I take this type of thing. I think it really disrespects the real victims.
Okay.
But then I think that in society today, we've talked about this on this channel before, there's this a lot of victimhood going around. So I think that as soon as you elevate a certain group and say this group are victims, you're actually increasing the chance that somebody might try to take advantage of that.
That's right. Because we couldn't avoid people.
Well, it makes it, for bad people, it makes it more attractive. It's okay, I know this particular group in society is getting a lot of attention. So if I now say that I'm a victim in that way, I'm going to get a lot more attention for it now because that group is being highlighted.
Or more how to say 同情, like empathy.
Yeah, you're going to get a lot more sympathy and empathy from people. Sure. So, and also attention, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you know, like, let's choose a group. Let's say let's choose a group that isn't current. Let's say it's like disabled people. Let's say, imagine at the moment, disabled people are getting a lot of attention because there's been a lot of bad stuff with disabled people.
Yeah.
Right? And now you try and fake a crime about disabled people, you'll get more attention.
Fake a crime?
You're related to somebody being disabled, right? So you know a friend who's disabled, and then you pretend that he got attacked, and people shouted, yeah, I don't know what, but what the word for disabled. I'm trying to choose a group that isn't currently.
Right. Or just in the night market, we can see lots of people, they are disabled and they are lying on the ground. They're begging for money or like begging for people to buy things from them.
Sure. So let's imagine that disabled people currently are at the top of the victim pyramid. It's just imaginary. It's not real. And then you stage a fake crime against one of those people in the night market. You're going to get a lot of attention because disabled people in our imaginary example are currently really high on that list, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, that's my views on this thing. So we're going to see something, and there are parts of it that we might laugh at, but honestly, I find it to be quite sad. It's a court case that's just happened in America recently.
Okay.
So there's a TV show in America called Empire.
Okay.
And there's an actor. He was on the show called Jussie Smollett. I think it's how you say his name, or it's Jussie Smollett or something like that. But have you ever heard of this guy?
No. Isn't his name?
Yeah. So he is a black guy and he's gay.
Okay.
And just to give you the background of the story, we can have a look here. So this is from Fox News. I think I try to find a whole lot of these just to see it, but we can just have a look. So in January 22nd, 2019, this guy said that he received a racist and homophobic threatening letter at the movie studios where he was filming. Police later said this guy sent the letter to himself, but we don't know. Then we just go through these. On January 29th, 2019, he told the police that he was attacked by two men in downtown Chicago at 2 a.m. in the morning. And I think this was when they had the polar vortex. It was really freezing cold in January, in the middle of winter. And he said 2 a.m. in the morning, people attacked him and they used racist and homophobic words and wrapped a rope around his neck and poured some kind of liquid on him. And then they also shouted, "This is MAGA country. Make America great again country." And I think he also said that they were wearing a red Trump hat.
Okay.
All right. Then on January 30th, the police said they've reviewed hundreds of hours of surveillance footage, including this guy walking around, but nothing showed the attack.
Okay.
But they did see pictures of two people, and they released these images to the media seen as persons of interest. And the reports of the assault drew a lot of outrage. A lot of politicians, a lot of celebrities were saying, man, this is awful. How come this black gay guy is getting attacked for being black and being gay? It's bad Trump supporters, blah, 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 right? January 31st, his family issued a statement calling it a hate crime. Right? February 1st, he issued a statement saying he's okay, but he's working with the government. And he's been 100% factual on everything. February 2nd, he opened a concert in West Hollywood with a speech saying that he had to do the show because he couldn't let his attackers win. Okay, really playing it up for the media. February 13th, so like 11 days after that, the Chicago police picked up two Nigerian brothers at the airport. I think they're leaving. Two black guys and questioned them, searched their apartment. Then they released the brothers without charge because they'd arrested them, saying that they thought that they'd assaulted this guy. So they kept them for 48 hours.
Wow.
And then they said, look, they're no longer suspects. Then February 16th, the police investigation shifted, and the detectives, after they questioned the brothers, and then February 17th, they reached out to that Jussie Smollett guy saying they still want to interview him again because now they have new information. Then Chicago's top prosecutor, this woman Kim Fox, recused herself. She like exited this thing because she had conflicts of interest, I think, because she knew this guy and she had like some kind of connections. And February 20th, they charged this guy with disorderly conduct for filing a false report about the alleged attack.
Yeah.
But basically what they're saying is that this guy staged the attack. And you can see it here. The Chicago police superintendent says this guy staged the attack because he was unhappy with his salary and he wanted publicity. They also said that they had a $3,500 check that he'd given to pay those two brothers to help him.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I don't know how much more of this we need to read, but that's just basically giving you the background to this, right?
Right.
Then I'm going to show you a video from the police when they went to his apartment that night.
Okay.
So he said that he was walking around. I think he actually said that at 2 o'clock in the morning he was going to the supermarket to buy eggs because he really wanted to eat eggs. And you'll see in the video he still has the rope around his neck. And the police have to tell him, don't you want to take it off? So have a look at this.
So I explained to him how you were going to get something. And the reason I called it because of this shit. Okay.
You want to take it off or anything?
Yeah, I do. I just wanted you to see it. There's bleach on me. They put bleach on me. You're filming us, right?
Yeah, this is all being
If you want, if it's in his house,
They're filming you.
you're being audio and
Like audio. I guess when I mean, they didn't know when they were walking into the door. Okay, so can we turn it off?
yeah, you're giving us permission to shut it off.
Right. So, I mean, he actually asked, are you filming this? All right. You like he wanted them to be filming it. And they said, don't you want to take it off? Why are you still wearing? I mean, if somebody put a noose around your neck, like, wouldn't you take it off?
Is that the police come to rescue him?
No, they came. He called them, and he was at his house, and they came to his house, and when they got there, it was just him, and he was still wearing the thing around his neck. He said, "No, I wanted to show you." And like, are you videoing? Yeah.
All right. Just
So-
like be famous.
Yeah. So it seemed like maybe. I mean, who knows? But it seems like he really wanted them to have this video. They wanted it to
To
show
spray it
this
out.
thing and all the rest, right? So that's what happened there, and then later on, the charges were dropped, right? But then I think later the charges came back because the police spent all those hours. Now, this is Chicago. A lot of people don't know, like probably in Taiwan, that Chicago is a really violent place in America. In fact, they call it Chirac,
Chirac.
like Iraq, because of the violence, but with Chicago, the
Chirac.
Chirac. Yeah, because
Alright.
it's such a violent place. And they said that they wanted to get the investigation. It cost $130,000. So one of the issues I have, I mean, is like this is already a violent place, and now the police are wasting like 200 hours or something investigating something that's fake. But they probably could have used that time a lot better to help real victims and stuff in their place, right?
Like a cost lots of resource
Mm.
to list like a fake crime.
Sure, and I think they're suing him to get it back. You know, yeah, see, the city was seeking to get the investigation costs back. And then they later released a whole lot of documents, all right?
A document. What
Yeah,
kind of
all about
documents?
from the investigation, I think. And then in April 23rd, the brothers who said they'd helped him stage the attack filed a lawsuit against the actor.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this case actually just finished this week. I
Oh.
think there were 6 charges, and he was found guilty on 5 of them, not all 6 of them. But the actual case got really, really crazy, right? So, like I told you, and you'll see it here in this article, that he told the police his attackers had shouted, "This is MAGA country." So obviously he was taking advantage of the Trump anger. He said, I think he said they were wearing masks, but he could see the white around their eyes so that they were white people, which they were actually black guys. But this trial got so crazy, you won't believe the details I'm going to tell you. So look at this one. The jury, and we can't see it because it wasn't shown, but the jury saw a video of this guy doing a dry run, doing a practice with the 2 brothers.
Okay.
Like rehearsing the thing, right?
All right.
And also, I think then he said that they were doing this because they were shouting homophobic stuff against gays.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was having a sexual relationship with one of the brothers.
Oh.
So firstly, this is a racist crime because it was white people who are Trump supporters. Meanwhile, it was two black brothers, and I think the one was gay.
Mm-hmm.
And then, let's see if we can find some of these other ones. So then his lawyer wanted a mistrial. Do you know a mistrial? They said we need to cancel this trial and maybe do it again because the lawyer said the judge lunged at her.
Lunge.
Like,
What's that mean?
Go towards you like that, lunged. And said, no, we need to cancel this trial.
You mean like the judge, like
Yeah, when she was talking to the judge, the lawyer, the judge like went towards her in a threatening way.
warn her. Oh, all right.
Moved towards. You know, you must do lunges. You go to the gym.
I know lunge,
right?
but
lunge,
they do lunge like, oh, you mean like
Well, I'll show you. I'll lunge it to you, right?
okay,
move towards
you mean
you,
like
right?
it's like a threat.
And then
threat
she started crying. Her mom was the lawyer's mom was in the courtroom, and I think that she was like leaving the courtroom in tears. That's the other way to get rid of the case.
Oh, they were playing some games to try to
Possibly,
call for
right?
mistrial.
Yeah, and then they also said that those two brothers tried to get $2 million from him. Like that they were trying to bribe, like again, say, listen, if you give us $2 million, we'll drop the case, which also turned out to not be true.
Okay,
so
the two brothers should be his group, right?
So one of them was actually one of the actors, I think, on the show.
Okay.
So that he'd actually worked with them. And then I think that he said later that he paid them the $3,500 was for them to do a nutrition plan for the gym for him. And apparently when he asked them to do this, he said, you should throw something on me. What did they throw? Like gasoline, like oil for the car on him. But they said no. And then they changed it to bleach.
Okay.
To throw bleach on the guy.
Uh-huh.
And then apparently he said, like, should I punch you? And he said, no, I'm worried you won't be able to punch me soft enough. So your brother should be the one to like punch and make it look a little bit real.
Mm-hmm.
And then they did practice videos. And then the police saw, I think, like from the footage, they saw these guys walking around in the neighborhood. So it just got more and more and more ridiculous the longer this thing went on. And, you know, then you can see here, like this one, he got totally nailed in the cross-examination because the lawyer focused on the scene and the actions leading up to it. And the evidence provided showed that him and these brothers drove multiple times in the days before around the location to practice.
To practice? Uh-huh.
So, I mean, there's so many things here, right? Then... Yeah. Smollett also had previously testified that he solely worked with the one brother. The other brother, he also testified he had a sexual, drug-induced relationship with, but he didn't get along with the older brother.
Uh-huh.
Like, the details of this thing just got so crazy.
It's like already flip-flop to
so many things.
Court. Uh-huh.
And you know what? He never once said, okay, I did it. Even with all of this evidence... Even now, after he found guilty, he still says he's gonna appeal because he didn't do it.
But but all the videos, all the proofs.
Yeah, and he still won't say it. So what do you think about this? I mean, as I said, this is our no idea segment. I mean, I chose this because just really no idea. Like, I mean, that's just ridiculous. You know?
Okay.
So what do you think about it?
All right, it's the digesting for this news. So, I know he wants to be famous, but he played too big, too big, like too crazy. Even,
I think he said he just wanted to get this to use it on social media, but then ended up getting into the real media. I don't know how true that is. I don't know, but I mean, you got to realize that people are gonna like investigate, right? Or did he think that because it was like related to Trump and black people and gay people that people would just believe it? And people did. All these famous people came out and said,
support him.
Lots of famous people supported him.
right? Because people believe in, and he just play like a certain facts, like black, homo, gay,
homosexual,
and the mega, the politician,
Yeah.
the Trump one. He knows like the three of the factors can make him like a virus. It's like
yeah.
a
Go viral,
a
yeah.
viral. It's like a third levels.
It's
but-
crazy.
Yes, but I just think it played too over.
Yeah. And I mean, if you think about this, then if we're talking about the victims of this, the media took this story and really used it to go against Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then what about other people, who are black or who are gay, who bad stuff happens to, and now it's kind of disrespectful to them as well, right?
Yeah, I think what he like you say, what he did may like stop other true victims to speak up.
From speaking up, yes.
Because next time, if another person say the same thing, people will doubt it. Is that true or not?
Sure.
They will keep a distance from them. It's like a gap.
Sure. Crazy, right?
Crazy. It's really crazy. You know, it's like in Taiwan, there's a girl, a woman politician
Okay.
got beat by his boyfriend.
Oh, I think I heard
No.
about that. Tell me a bit more. I heard some basic details. I think.
But I don't really dig into the details. But I know because she's like a lovely, adorable woman. Like there's her style.
Mhm.
And no matter on the
What do you mean?
tell.
She's like very cute looking and everything.
Yeah, she's look
Okay.
good, but he also have a warm personality.
Oh,
That's
okay.
her image.
Okay.
Okay, right. She had a new boyfriend, and the boyfriend like
She's still married and she had a boyfriend?
no, she's
Okay,
single. She's
okay.
single, but he broke up with the ex, and he had a new boyfriend. The new boyfriend hit her really hard.
The new boyfriend hit her.
Yeah,
Okay.
so you can see the eyes,
Like a black eye.
the black eye,
Okay.
and like bruise on her arms and the legs, knees. Okay, love, and she decided to sue him. I
Okay.
think so. She made a like a 记者会. I say
like a police report.
yeah, a report, a police like a reporter.
Mhm.
Like they have they invited media to come, and
Okay.
she
A
talked
press
about
conference.
a press conference,
Okay.
and she talked about it. But because she's politician, but so some of her upset the competitor.
Yeah.
Okay, they will say something bad about her, like
Yeah, that's the part I read about. Didn't the guy say like she deserved it or something?
yeah, that's kind of deserve it, or kind of
That's a bit bad.
yes. Just I think about that because if someone play like a fake one,
Mm-hmm.
then how about those true victims? They couldn't,
Sure.
their voice couldn't be heard. I think I feel sad for her, but
Sure.
I think because she's famous, she's celebrity. So what her voice can spread out, and people can notice about these things, and police and the judge could help her. I think it's more like
Sure. It reminds me of
Infatuated.
Spider-Man. You know
Mhm.
what Spider-Man's uncle says to him before he dies? He's like, with great power comes great responsibility. So if you are a celebrity and you know that people will follow you because you have a high like a name like this guy, then you have a responsibility because you know your voice is going to get heard, and that's going to have a big impact.
yeah.
So for this guy to lie about it was just really terrible, right? Because I'm sure that there are some people who are black or who are gay who experience bad things, and this is going to make it harder for them to stand up. So he should know that he has this voice and he has this reach. So of all people, he definitely shouldn't be doing this. But he's just doing it to like capitalize and help his career. It's really the lowest of the low for me, right?
Yeah, like play with people's like empathy and
Sure. Because, yeah, people want to support, right? And you know what's happening now is that even though he got found guilty, like I think Black Lives Matter is still supporting him.
Huh?
Yeah, because they're saying that they can't trust the police. You cannot trust the police at all. So even though the police investigated and whatever, they're still standing by this guy.
I think that's why he didn't want to admit it. That guy,
Possibly.
he faggot.
But don't you think if he'd admitted it, people would have said, look, what you did was pretty crap, but you've admitted it, you said sorry, you said you'll pay whatever you need to pay.
Mm-hmm.
I think at least you can be rehabilitated. I think your image, people will say, okay, well, everybody can make a mistake. You did something stupid. We really don't like what you did, but you came clean, you admitted it. At least you have a way back. But for me, if you just keep doing it, then there's really no way back there, right? I mean, people see a video of you doing a practice round, then, like, come on. And all the details, and then the video I showed you, whether we still got the noose around his head. I mean, you don't want to jump to conclusions, but he was found guilty by his peers in a court case. So just come clean. Just say, look, I was being stupid, my career. I think a lot of people would understand. They wouldn't like it, but they'd understand.
I don't know. Maybe it's like his strategy. Probably he know if he didn't admit it, that he gonna have some something that he can work on. That.
But actually, it's going to get him into trouble because now it looks like he might be charged again for perjury, for lying on the stand. And I think that's much more serious. So if that happens, he actually might because they might give him probation. They won't put him in jail for these 5 counts he's guilty of.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if he gets found guilty on that, he might go to jail. So it's just kind of like digging your own grave, just making it worse, right? I mean, you got caught. You should come out and say, listen, I'm sorry, it was stupid. I'll do what I need to do. I'll do some community service. I'll pay for those things. Because he's an actor, he's probably got the money. And then just be done with it. Instead, the court case, it's like 2 years since that happened. How much more of his life does he want to waste doing this? And now he's going to do the appeal. So, yeah, if you mean people make mistakes, people do stupid things, right? If you do it, just admit it and move on.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, it's for me at least.
All right.
Yeah, but that one you just told me about, that's terrible. I think I read the comments that the other politician made. It sounded really like some really hateful stuff. That was pretty bad.
I think about it because just like, I feel like if someone just playing with the fake crime, so the people, so maybe when more people don't believe what the politician said, and I feel really sad.
Sure.
So,
sure, and there's a lot of this going around because I've read news reports about a lot of men refuse to have meetings with women when the door is not open, like in companies, because they're worried that someone's gonna like say they did something and they didn't. There's no way to prove it. Because there was this thing a few years ago. It was like believe all women, which didn't make sense because there are always some people who abuse the system. So just to believe everybody, I wouldn't say believe all black people, believe all women, believe all of anybody, but they have this thing going around. So, like, I mean, you tell me, it's like if there's a guy and a girl in an office, and the girl said that the guy did something and he didn't, who are people going to believe? Yeah, and I think it's happened a reasonable amount of times, which is why you've got people reacting this way. So it's just going to make it harder and harder for the real victims to be heard and believed, and that's terrible.
Yeah, I've seldom heard the kind of news in Taiwan.
Well, that's great. Yeah. You don't hear about like rape and stuff too much in Taiwan. I don't.
What?
Like rape? Do you hear about a lot of rape in Taiwan?
Yeah,
I don't know how common
I know
it is.
there are some rape news in Taiwan.
It must be. I mean,
it must be, but I choose avoid the news. I don't want to watch that.
But how common is rape in Taiwan?
How come?
Common. Like how often does it happen?
I don't know because I don't really pay attention to the news.
It's like in South Africa. It's crazy. It's like a girl gets raped every 14 minutes or something.
Huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, thousands and thousands of people get raped every year. It's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous. Like it means like if you work outside, you better to pretend you're a boy, or a man.
Maybe, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's terrible. So that's the thing. I mean, we want to believe people. There needs to be some kind of I don't know how you fix this. How do you fix it? How do you stop people from making these fake things? I don't get it.
I think it's like a humanity. But
sure, but you got to be a really sick person to know that you're from that group and now you're lying and you might hurt the group that you're from. Like, yeah,
I think it's about morality. Morality.
Yeah.
Like, maybe it's all about the education or religion again. Because if the person have this basic foundation of morality,
or maybe it's just that
they
everybody's
will stop them
focused
from
on
doing
money,
this.
right? Money at all costs, right? Yeah, I want to improve my career, money, so I'm going to take advantage of anything that I can to get money. But when society starts going down that road, that's a bad sign. Right,
Yeah.
so should we move to the next one?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was a nice quick video. I know a lot of our videos
Yeah.
are quite long, but we've talked about this, like certain topics. How do you do it in 2-3 minutes? We can't do a TikTok video, so we choose YouTube so that we can try and give people all the details. So that was a quick one.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, good.